What am I passionate about? People. I think you have to be passionate about people in the job that I'm in, because pretty much every single day you're involved with someone in some way about something that's important to them. So if you don't have a passion for a person, if you don't have passion for people, you don't have passion for what they're about, then every day is going to be pretty laborious. And I don't want my day to be laborious. I don't want their day to be laborious. So if they're looking for me for guidance, for excitement, for help, then I've got to be excited by them. So it's a bit of a cyclical approach. So, you know, people. Well, I suppose you get the strong sense of yourself from your upbringing and your background, and I think for me, that upbringing and background came from my dad. You know, very early on, I remember him saying to me, "It's a reputation what others think you are, character is what you know you are." And I remember vividly him going out of his way to instill these elements of character, these values, these qualities that he thought was going to be important to me as I went through life. And as it turned out, you know, 50 years later, he was pretty much on the mark. Because I think it's one of the hardest things for us in everyday life, just a preparedness and a confidence to be ourselves, so that when we walk into any sort of situation, any outcome we're pursuing, any sort of meeting, that we're able to walk in, not with an arrogance about ourselves, but with a confidence about ourselves. And as I said, I think it is a difficulty for some people. And it's, you know, when you talk about the element of leadership in life, whether it's a parent, whether it's a CEO of an organisation, whether it's a teacher at school, people want authenticity in their leaders. And the most important thing they look for as far as authenticity is concerned is that person prepared to be themselves? Do they have enough confidence to be themselves? Because if they're not confident in being them, why should I be confident following their lead? So I think it's an element of being yourself is something that transcends into every aspect of every single action that you go through on a day-to-day basis. Well, 16 and a half years of age, you know, you leave school and your first job is an apprentice coal miner. You know, one of 6 people, the first time in 20 years the Miners Federation has let anyone under 21 years of age join the Federation. So you find yourself 8.5 miles underground working with guys that are, you know, late 50s and have never gone further than probably year 7 at high school. And the realisation hits you right in the face when a 58-year-old man looks at you and says, "Son, you need to understand that my life is now in your hands and your life is in mine." You know, it's a stark awakening to realise that, you know, you can't be your typical 16-and-a-half-year-old, you know, with a smart aleck answer to everything, and you need to be aware, you need to pay attention, you need to learn. And so, you know, when you're in that situation, you understand the gravity of it, but you also understand that you have a group of men around you that are going to educate you in a way that you would never ever have received by going through a formal education program. I'm not saying formal education isn't bad, but what I'm saying is that formal education is really about knowing enough to pass an exam. There are opportunities out there to learn so many different things. I was fortunate enough to learn, you know, a lot about life through a group of 11 guys 8.5 miles under Lake Macquarie. I don't think I'm different from anyone else. I think my family is the reasons why I've been able to achieve the things I have in my life, but at the same time I think my family has an indirect correlation to the success that the people I've worked with have, because it's allowed me to be in the headspace and the frame of mind that I needed to be able to do the things that I needed to get done to help them. And it's interesting because I think regardless of what it is that you do and who you are and how well you've done it and the experience and everything that you've got, that you're always going to be better by those people around you. And the people around you sometimes get you to places that you're not capable of ever getting to by yourself. So, you know, I have a famous saying that I talk about a lot in my presentations is, none of us are ever as good as all of us. And I believe that to be true. I mean, you look at the situations, and certainly in my last 30 years as a professional coach, I've come across many different situations where the obstacles that have been placed in front of you look insurmountable, but because of the quality of the people and their ability to come together with a common goal and a common purpose has got you through those situations. I mean, as recently as 2011 NRL season with the Newcastle Knights, they sacked the CEO, they sacked the coach, they get rid of half the players, but what is left is a group of guys with a common goal and a common purpose and a preparedness to stick by one another and get themselves through that situation and get themselves into the playoff. So it's a very special sort of attitude that you've got to have to, one, realise that as good as you are, you're always going to be better by those people around you, but smart enough to know how to utilise those people and contribute back to them as much as they're giving to you on a daily basis. Single day, I'm going to come into contact with someone that wants to be better or believes that they want to be better, and knowing full well that what it's going to take to do that is going to be totally different from what I did the day before and what I'm going to do tomorrow. So every day is new, even though I suppose the philosophy is the same to help someone get better. You know that it's going to be a different approach, new thinking, it's going to challenge you, it's going to take me out of my comfort zone to understand what's needed in this situation. But the thing for me, what motivates me is at the end of the day, I would like to think that today I've spent the majority of my time helping someone. And I think that's life's most rewarding experience, to know that you're getting out of something what you want, but at the same time, the only way you can get it is by helping someone else.